Welcome back to Calmsden Farm, and today we have got the 2 seeding contracts to finish, 2 recontracts, so we're going to get both of those done because it's the last day that we can plant wheat. Probably going to leave planting our own crops until April. I think we still have sugar beet and soybeans and corn to plant, so let's roll the intro and get to work. So yeah, we are up at our yard and just trying to remember where I left the bag handler. We need to get some more seed, and I am also, as I said in the previous video, tempted to lease another seeder to help with getting these 2 contracts done. We need to get them done today, so there. We need to get them done today in game, and there's 2 fairly big fields. We may actually only be able to get one of them done, I fear, but they pay really well and they will allow us to buy our planter, which we need to plant the sugar beets and corn. The downside of having that trailer attached on the back is it does change the priorities for keybinds. A little bit annoying. So we need to put some fuel in the Ford as well before we drive up to the field. So I think we're going to end up making a couple of trolleys attached to this. There we go, that's so much better. Let's go. The next game day, the grass will appear. Hopefully this rain might wash the board off. While we're up at the store, we will release the extra seeder as well, and then I'll probably, I'm not sure how long I'm going to be able to record on this slower segment, so we may instantly jump into time-lapse mode then. I have a couple of these I want to get recorded whilst on my lunch break. So between this and Greenland, I'm loving playing AFS at the moment. They are 2 very different maps, very different style map creators, but both really good maps, and the types of Let's Play that I'm doing on the 2 of them is very different, and yeah, really enjoying it. Really enjoying getting to play FS a lot more at the moment, and equally I'm enjoying doing the few tutorial videos that I've done lately a lot as well. Pro-Seed coming out is awesome. It's one of my favourite mods. And what was the other one? Courseplay Having Grapes, game changing. Right, we have fields 17 and 30, which are both wheat. So if we use the field calculator, field 17 is 10,000 litres and field 30 is 8,000 litres. So we're going to need about 19,000 litres of seed. I don't know if the 800 for 1,000. So because we need to buy so many, I'm just going to buy the normal bags rather than the Anglia seed, because it's going to take me ages otherwise. 16 bags. That's 19 bags of seed. But we now need to get loaded up onto the trailer. We probably want to move that 1 bag. I wonder if we'll really get 20 bags of seed on here. That trailer's not in a good place. That's a lot of money on seed. Painfully so. What I should have done when I accepted those contracts was borrow the tractors and the seeders. That would have been much more sensible to get those done quickly, because they probably came with bigger than 6-meter seeders. I think they were some of the ones that come with the big Amazon seeders, which would have been much better. Wondering if we can get 3 bags across here. This is going to be so heavy. I think what we're going to have to do is get all this loaded up, use the Ford to tow this up to the field, and then come back and get the seeder. Come on, change gear. Alright, I think we're going to time lapse this because it's going to take a while. Actually, let's lease the seeder first. I'm going to lease, because I think the Ford can run the seeder that we've got. So we're going to lease the second one of these. I think it will look quite cool as well. But this needs to have disturb, not disturbed, not disturbed. We will lease that. A couple of grand to lease it, which is not too bad. I'll get all this loaded up, get everything over to the field, and I will see you there, I think. And it'll be time-lapse time, so catch you in a bit. Hello. If only spelling the number plate wrong was your biggest mistake today. I recorded the whole commentary with the microphone backwards, and if you know anything about directional microphones, that means it sounded like I was in a toilet. Yeah. So we're doing it again. Getting all these bags loaded up, I'm not going to show you all of it, but the big bag lifter did make it a lot easier, except for me dropping it off the front of the front loader in a moment. But yeah, it makes loading these bags up so much easier. Maybe slightly unrealistic the way I am tipping it all the way forwards, but yeah, so much better. And the field calculator is really good as well. They've pretty much got a spot on how much seed that we needed to do these 2 seeding contracts. Wheat uses a lot of seed. 16,500 litres on the back of the Ford, and I think the seeder over on the Fendt is full already. So yeah, we're going to get through a lot of seed doing these 2 huge contracts, but they are going to bring us in a lot of money. I think we're looking about making about £90,000 out of this, so yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. I'm going to be running Courseplay for the Ford, and rather than using multiple tools, we have it on skip rows set to 1, and then I will fill in the gaps with the Fendt. The only time that gets more complicated than using multiple tools is when you get the headlands, and basically what you need to do is grab the one that's on Courseplay and stick it on the first headland. Job's good. And in fact, I do the second field better. What you really want to do is start the tractor that's on Courseplay on the second set of up-down rows, and then you can fill the gaps in, and as soon as it finishes up-down rows, it'll jump on the first headland. So yeah, if you want to see that in action, keep watching, because I do show it. I don't show all of these contracts because it is an entire game day. It's pretty much 12 hours of in-game at ×5 to get these 2 fields planted or seeded with wheat. So contracts for Just That Adam and Thomas K. Adam, I hope you pay this time. I hope you pay. So yeah, we can see here that the Ford is getting stuck at about 4 miles an hour. I do try and mess around with some of the settings for VCA and the manual gearbox, and it just doesn't work very well. The manual gearboxes do not work well in game. Really need a more modern CVT or Vario transmission to work well with the in-game helpers, or with Courseplay anyway. I'm not sure if it's any better with just going for a straight helper or not, because I very rarely use them. But with Courseplay, it makes a big difference. and I end up swapping, and the Fendt can run this seeder no problems because it's got lots of power, so I end up swapping it, putting the Fendt on Courseplay, and I drive the Ford without GPS, because to enable the GPS we have to pay for it, although it's just built into VCA. It's how I'm playing on here, give me a break. And in fact later on we do add it to the Ford just to make life easier. What I do is take about $5,000 out using power tools, because in the UK you can get a differential RTK aftermarket GPS system for about £5,000. That's what I picked up from watching Ollie Blogs anyway, and he's a real farmer who brought one and he stuck it on his little John Deere lawnmower to make mazes with and to do really accurate lawn mowing. Oh, yeah. So we do end up doing that on the Ford for planting in the future. Just going around the headlands now. So I'm doing the outside headland while Courseplay does the inside. Eventually we'll either finish the contract or we'll meet in the middle and we'll be done. Just seemed like the easiest way of doing it rather than me trying to guess and overlap and keep moving Courseplay and stuff. So it's semi-realistic, I suspect. There's a nice little bit of public land here that I hadn't spotted before up by the animal dealer and that sell point that we might use in the future. Maybe we can put something there. Maybe some productions if we have some spare cash. Might be interesting. Pretty much done on this contract. I just paused it to or did the cut there to grab a screenshot, which is probably the thumbnail that you saw when you clicked on the video. I always find getting those really good looking thumbnails really difficult. It's just not something that I'm good at. But you know, job done. Let's get ourselves over to field 30. We also need to get some fuel for the Fendt, and the Lizard quad is on sale. So I think what we're going to do is pick that up and get ourselves a trailer. So we've just made £50,000 doing this contract for Adam, and he did in fact pay us this time, which is very generous of you, sir. If you're not sure what I'm going on about, watch the last video with my issues with proceeding contracts. Yeah, that was fun. Yeah, about £7,000 for this. We're going to get it in Fendt colours, and then we're going to get from the TLX 2020 pack the fluid trailer that's part of that. It can take pretty much everything, I think, and although it's a little big on the back of the quad bike, I think it works, and we're going to fill it up from our fuel tank at the farm. I may or may not have tabbed to get to that. Give me a break. I was tired. Okay. I know I'm not supposed to tab on here unless I'm using workers, but anyway, the Fendt's refueled. The seed is still over in the other field for now. We will be bringing that back shortly, because we do end up using all of the 20 bags of seed that we had to get all this done. Can't have been that many. 17 bags of seed that we had to get all this done. Yeah, planting wheat uses a lot of seed, especially as these are huge fields. Just running the headlands now. Should be done pretty soon, and we'll cash in and then progress to the next day where, we're going to buy the planter that we want and get one of our fields planted. I still got 2 more to go, which we will do in the next video. I'm not going to finish sorting, fertilizing and lime just yet, and annoyingly I have limed our big field 6 because precision farming is only a week away now, and I really want to include that in this save as soon as possible. So yeah, we're going to get some planting done. We might find some other jobs to do around the farm, maybe some contracts to bring some cash in, and yeah, so just basically waiting for precision farming to drop pretty much, because I want to use it because I like it. It was really good in FS20, in FS19. It's going to be really good in FS22. New feature coming for that, which we'll talk about in a moment, as we have just finished this contract and we need to send the Ford back to the yard on auto drive, and then we'll get rid of this leased seeder, and I'll drive the Fendt back and we'll come and grab everything else in the morning. I think it seems sensible to me. £41,000 for that. 90-odd thousand pounds in the bank, and we need to feed the cows. You can see the grass has grown in our freshly planted grass. The cow pasture is no longer a patch of mud. A little bit of feed in the mixer to give them, and then we'll mix a fresh batch. I do keep forgetting to put the mineral feed in still as well. Oh well, we've got it there, we will use it. So yeah, with precision farming coming, they added in variable nitrogen levels in organic fertilizer, so slurry, digestate and manure, the amount of nitrogen can vary by up to 40%. I think it's random, but I'm not entirely sure. It would be really cool if it was linked to how well you raise your animals that are producing the slurry and manure. I guess that's more tricky with digestate. And then there's an option to add to your slurry tankers. I don't know about the rest, whether it's also manure, which will measure the amount of nitrogen you've applied, and then you can automatically adjust it or manually adjust it. So it's kind of a cool addition. So we've now got variable rate seeding, fertilizing with solid fertilizer, or kind of the more organic manure liquid fertilizer, variable rate seeding, variable weeds. Really looking forward to precision farming coming. And it'll be about a week after you see this video, because this video is probably coming out on Tuesday, because I'm recording the commentary on Monday, and with the way YouTube processes videos, there's no way this will be available until tomorrow. So we just brought the trailer and the quad bike back from field 30, left them there overnight, and we are up at the store now to get our new seeder, some seed and fit GPS to the Ford. So to add GPS to the Ford, we're just going to use Power Tools to take £5,000 out of our bank, and then I use the GPS built into BCA because that's my preferred GPS mod. And then we're going to buy ourselves the K-branded Maxima 3 till. Yeah, it's a planter. It's about 6 meters. It needs 150 horsepower. Cost us just over 50 grand. And just going through working out what seed we need to do we're doing corn in field, what's left of field 6, we're doing beets in half of field 12, and then soybeans into course plate field 1. And the field calculator will work with your custom defined fields from course plate, which is a really cool addition. I really like that. It really helps out with knowing how much seed to buy when we're at this kind of stage of the game where spending money is kind of important as to what we do and don't spend. So we should now have enough seed to finish off our planting for the year. I'm probably not going to pick up any more contracts unless they're smaller fields, because those 2 just took so long, or 3, we did 3. So you might notice that I have said we're going to plant sugar beet, but I have this on corn. Yeah, I realised then, and we switch back, and it looks like it overplants it with beets on the map, but I'm not sure. We'll see what crops up there. We might just have a little bit we need to plough in or something before we lift the sugar beets. Planting sugar beets because I am hoping we're going to get Maize Plus around the time that we harvest on here. If you want an update on Maize Plus, go over to the Alien Pools YouTube channel. Last Thursday we did a stream with the Alien Pool, Mr. DJ Goham himself and me, and we talked about what's happening with Maize Plus. Thank you to the channel members just scrolling by on the screen, and a new addition with Greg M. I'm not going to say your surname, I apologise. Can't get my head around pronouncing that, but thank you for joining, and I do appreciate all of you and the contribution you make to helping the channel grow. Looking at probably new hardware at some point. Would like a nice 1440p monitor maybe at some point. We'll see how it goes. It's helping out anyway. Do definitely appreciate you guys and showing your support to the channel. Not going to take us too long to get this field planted. We are going to need to run back and get some more seed. Wasn't quite enough in the seeder. We could maybe do with getting a front tank for this combination, so we could put some seed in the front tank to keep the seed going for longer. Might do that before we plant the maize field, which will be the next episode. So yeah, we're going to get the maize and the soybeans planted, but not worry about fertilization. I don't know if we'll have grass we can mow. Probably not, because we might wait until May to mow grass. Yeah. So we might just do a few odd jobs around the farm after we've done that. That should get us through to precision farming dropping, and we'll do a bunch of videos on precision farming. Once I've got my head around it on Tuesday when it releases, I'll probably be sticking a bunch of videos out on some of the new features and some of the features that have been updated with FS22. It was a great addition for FS19, and I am really looking forward to it. And once that comes, we should be getting the update to Calmsden 1.2. Oxy is waiting for precision farming to drop to see how that affects it, and so that you can make sure that it fully supports precision farming. So we might actually wait until the 1.2 update before we put in precision farming on here. we'll see how it goes. I might do some contracts for a few days just to pass some time. We've got plenty of time to get things done, and I'll be doing content on precision farming itself. As I said, I'm rambling. It's because I've had to record this twice, because as I said at the start, some idiot had his microphone the wrong way around and didn't understand why the levels of recording on OBS was so low, and it sounded like I was in the bathroom. And I did try and improve it in my editing, but my audio editing skills are not good. So yeah, that's why this may be a bit less. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, I'm going to say thanks for watching, folks.